You can start sitting on your yoga block. You can either have it between your ankles and you can sit on it in a kneeling position, or you can be cross-legged, whichever you prefer. And just bring your hands behind your head to start. And you can interlace your hands if that feels good, or just stack your palms one on top of the other. And then just think about using your hands to help lift your spine so that your ribs are floating right on top of your hips, and then your head is right on top of your ribs. And then from here, think about broadening through the front and back of your chest by lengthening through the underside of the arms, like the triceps, out your elbows. And then from here, just going to take a big inhale. And then exhale, round your spine. And then inhale, press your head into your hands as you stack your spine back up. As you inhale, and then exhale, round forward again. And lift up. 2 more. And up. Last one, feeling your ribs slide towards your spine, nice rounding through your whole back. And up. And then this time on your inhale, you're just going to twist and rotate towards the right. Again, keep reaching long out of your elbows. And then release back to center. Same side, twisting over towards the right. And center. 1 more. And then back to center. And then you're going to go straight over to the other side on your inhale to the left. And then on your exhale, release and come back center. 2 more. Feel like your spine is sort of rebar in the ground. You're just rotating around it. Press your head back into your hands. And center. And then come all the way to the right. Round your spine over to the right. Hip is heavy on that left side, so your sitting bone is still reaching down, and then come back to the center. Twist over to the left, and then round your spine. Again, reaching through both sitting bones. Stack your spine up tall, still twisted, and then come to the center. Over to the right, round your spine over to that right side. Back to the left, and round down. And up 1 more time. And last time, over to the left. Just notice if maybe on those last 2, your range of motion got a little greater. Back to the center. And then this time, think about lifting your chest up, let your head fall back into your hands. Get a little bit of extension through the upper back. And then round forward. And then again, open up, still reaching through those elbows wide to the side, rather than reaching them back behind you, and then round forward. 2 more. Think as though there's a string from your sternum. The very tips of your shoulder blades are drawing towards your spine as you lift. Last one, round down. And then let your arms be heavy, and then round or roll yourself all the way back up to sit tall. And then go ahead and come off your block. And you're going to bring it in between your ankles again. So you may just be rotating your position. Block is in between your ankles, but it's on the ground. You're not holding it in the air or anything. And then you're just going to come down into all 4s. Hopefully your mat isn't covered with dog hair. And then find a nice length through the spine. Crown of your head is reaching away from your tailbone. And then you're going to give that block a little squeeze. Feel the engagement through the inner thighs, the lift of the pelvic floor, and then release. If you feel like you're squeezing too much from your feet and this is bothering your knees, just slide the block up and you're going to put it in between your knees instead. On your inhale, breathe in, release. And then on your exhale, feel the lift of the pelvic floor, squeeze of the inner thighs, bring that block in. And then release. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Starting to feel that engagement travel up through the legs to the abdominals as well. Last time. And then from here on your inhale, round your spine out towards the ceiling. And then find that nice length and extension as you widen the sitting bones, lengthen through the front of your chest. And then press through the hands, press through the top of the feet as you round the spine. Really think about bringing your heels, not your heels, your hip bones closer to your ribs. And then find that widening between the ribs and the hip bones as you find that extension. One more time, round up towards the ceiling. And find that extension. And then find your nice neutral. And then from here, you're just going to shift your weight over, shift without shifting your weight. You are going to lift your right hand to a hover, and then you're going to place it back down. Lifting the left hand, and place it back down. You're just alternating hands, lifting up one hand at a time. Obviously not both. This would be like Herculean to be able to do with no hands. And just notice how your weight might shift, keeping that nice neutral spine. And then this time you lift your right hand, you're going to bring it across and tap your left shoulder, and then put it down, and then over to the left, tap your right shoulder, and put it down. Thinking about that engagement through the legs, the lift of the pelvic floor by squeezing that block a bit. Alternating sides. One more time to the right. One more time to the left. And then place your left hand down, lift your right hand up, and extend it back by your side. Palm is facing up, and you're just going to bend that elbow ever so slightly, and then you're going to reach the fingertips long and squeeze that tricep, and then release your arm. And then extend the arm, reach long, 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 long back behind you, and release. And 8 more, reach and release. Reach and release for 6, 5, 4, 3 more, 2, and last one. Bend at the elbow, and then press the palm back behind you. And then bend at the elbow again, and press the palm up, and bend. So keeping that elbow lifted, lift through the palm, squeeze through the tricep for 4, 3, Julio, stop, 2, and last one. And then from here, lower that arm all the way down. Bringing your left arm up, and then sweep it back just by your side, so hand is at hip height. And you're just going to reach long through the fingertips until you find that squeeze of the tricep, and then release. And squeeze that tricep, pressing up through that right hand so you're not sinking down. Hips are square, so are your shoulders. For 8, squeeze and release. 7, 6, and you can do this on your breath if you like, breathing nice and quickly, or you can slow it down a little for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Leave the elbow where it is. The upper arm doesn't change. Bend at the elbow so your hand is just dangling down by your side, and then press up. And then bend and press. Even though you don't have a weight in your hand, you should definitely be able to feel the little squeeze and engagement of that tricep working. Think like you're moving your arm through molasses, like it's super heavy, and you have to squeeze at the top for a little bit of that engagement. For 3, 2, and last one, let that arm come all the way down. Take that block out from between your feet, bring it in front of you, place your hands on it, and then you can press it away as you sit your heels back towards, or rather back towards your heels. And then just take a second here, rest your forehead on the ground. And then with your hands on the block, but if this is uncomfortable and you feel too crunched in your shoulders, then just bring your hands a little wider onto the mat, your choice. Regardless of where your hands are, you're going to think about internally rotating your arms. So you may almost feel your armpits lift up, your biceps squeeze in towards your head, and then you're going to think about externally rotating on your exhale. So your triceps will come down towards the floor. You'll get a little bit more space between your arms and your ears, and your shoulders will descend away from your ears as well. And then internally rotate them, and externally rotate. And if you want to play with it, what this feels like with your hands in different positions, by all means go for it. When they're internally rotated, your armpits are feeling like they're lifting, and then externally rotating, you're finding that bit of broadness across your back, armpits lower down towards the floor. 2 more. Last one. And then come all the way back up into all fours, but this time you are going to bring the block underneath your right hand. Never mind, we're gonna start with our left hand. Easier to see. All right, so block underneath your left hand, right hand on the ground, and then you're just gonna find one nice extension, find that length, maybe you have a little bit more with the extra height, even though it's just one hand, and then round your spine up towards the ceiling, and then find that nice neutral pelvis. From here, you're gonna bring your hand behind your head, and then you're gonna press into that left hand and twist and rotate up towards the right, and then rotate back down over towards the left. And then again, press your head into your hands so you're not jutting your your chin forward as you rotate down and over towards the left, and then open back up again to the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then bring that right hand down towards the floor, keeping your arms on this uneven manner. Let your left leg come out behind you, and then lift your left leg up. From here, tap your toes down towards the ground, and then press and lift for 6, 5, 4, nice neutral pelvis. Think about lengthening through the front of the hip. Don't worry about how high that foot goes. For 3, 2, last one. Lift your right hand up, extend it long overhead, and then round your spine. Bring your knee towards your elbow. They don't need to touch. And then extend long. And then again, round to bring it in, and extend for 6, 5, 4, 3, whoop. Last one, no worries if you wobble. And then bring your left hand towards the ground. And then you're going to, right hand to the ground. Hips are square. And you're just gonna bend the elbows back towards you. Foot will lift slightly, and then press up. And then elbows bend back towards you, and then press up. Putting a little bit of extra weight into that left hand as you extend your elbows. And bend and up. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bring that knee underneath you, and then shake out your wrists and bring that block over towards your right hand. From here, find your nice neutral spine. You can do a cat-cow if you'd like to find that positioning again. And then when you're ready, you're gonna bring your hand behind your head on the left side. You're gonna twist and rotate up towards the left, looking through the underside of that arm, and then rotate back to the right, and then open up and twist. And back down. And again, as always, really pressing out of that right hand, lifting out of the shoulder as you open up. 3 more. 2. And last one. And then bring your hand down, extend your right leg long, and then float it up. Tap it down, and lift for 6, or for 8 rather. 7, 6, check if your weight is all the way over to the left like mine was. 4 more. Hips are nice and square. 2. Last one, leave the leg lifted, extend the left arm, round and bring everything underneath you, and then extend long for 8. As you round in, think about bringing your ribs towards your hips. And then as you extend, think about keeping those hips nice and square to the floor, opening through the front of that hip. 2 more. And last one. And then lower that arm down. Keep that leg lifted and then bend the elbows back towards you for 8. 7. I lied, we did 12 on the other side. So 6. Press up. That leg just sort of lifts naturally as you lower your upper body for 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then bring that leg underneath you and come to sit on your butt, where one typically just sits. All right, so you can put your block off to the side. We're not going to use it for a few minutes. We'll use it for some bridges in a little while. You're going to have your legs out in front of you. They can be completely straight if you want, or they can be bent, or they can be planted on the floor, whatever works for you. Bringing your hands behind your head, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to round halfway back. And if this is too much to have your hands behind your head, you're just going to extend them in front of you. And then you're going to round and stack your spine up nice and tall. If you need to bend and straighten your legs as we go, go for it. That's what I'll be doing. And stack your spine back up. We're going to go from being up nice and tall, tucking the tailbone under, finding that space in the front of the hips, ribs towards your hips, and then stacking all the way back up for 2 more. Last one. Pause here. Extend your arms long, or you can cross them over your chest, your choice. You're going to rotate over towards the right. If your arms are in front of you, open your arm to the right, and then center, or you're just here with a smaller twist. And open out for 4. Legs are relaxed. 3. Your abs are doing the work. 2. Last one. And then coming to the center. And then opening to the left for 5. 4. You can always bring your hand behind your head. 3 if you don't have the space. 2, ribs towards your hips, still breathing. Last one. And then roll all the way down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Reach your arms up overhead. From here, you're going to lift your arms until they're in your gaze. You're going to tuck your tailbone under gently. Press down through the head, neck, and shoulders as you curl up. Take an inhale here. Your shoulder blades off the floor. Exhale, ribs towards your hips. Curl all the way up and over your legs. And then stack your spine up nice and tall. From here, you're going to cross your hands over your chest. You're going to round halfway down. You're going to go. You're going to rotate towards the right. You're going to lower an inch and lift. And lower an inch and lift. Again, if this is too much, just extend your arms for 4. 3, your feet should slide a little with you as you roll back. 3, 2, last one. Coming all the way up to the center. And then roll halfway back. Rotate towards the left. Lower half an inch and up. If you're higher in your half roll back, your legs will move, but if you're lower, it's mostly just that lift and lower from the core, shortening the distance between your ribs and your hips, then your legs won't really move much. 2, breathe. Last one, come back to the center, roll all the way down. Let your arms come all the way overhead. And then bend your knees. Actually, grab your block. And you're going to put it between your knees. And then bend your legs and put your feet on the ground. And then bring your arms overhead. And then just slide them down until they come into a nice goal post position. So your arms are bent at 90. Let your head be all the way flat on the floor. So if you have a ponytail back there, just move it out of the way. And then from here, you're just going to give that block a little gentle squeeze. Feel the engagement of your abdominals, and then just release. The block will stay there. We're not going to need it for a moment, but just make sure that you're like actively not holding on. And then from here, you're going to send your palms away from you as you start to rotate them towards the floor. As close to the floor as you can get them, keeping your shoulders flush with the mat, and then bring your palms of your hands back. And then palms towards the floor. Again, not gripping that block. And then release the backs of the hands towards the floor. And internally rotate. Just breathe. We're going to do 2 more like this. Goals of giving our shoulders a little bit more mobility, opening up our chest. Good, and then pause here with the palms of your hands on the floor, and then lift the hands overhead. Keep gliding them on the floor. Your shoulder blades are going to stay down. You're just going as far back as you can. Maybe you'll get a stretch in your armpits. Maybe one hand can go back farther than the other. And then you're just going to bring your arms back to that goal post position. So we're going to do 4 of these, and then we're going to do 2 more for a total of 6, where we go nice and slow, and then we're going to pause in that stretch. So right now you're just going at your own pace, trying to keep as much of that arm and shoulder on the floor as possible. Same with those back ribs. Last time, or second to last time, this time you're going to reach up and then hold. Find that spot where it's about as far as you can go. You have a stretch, not discomfort, but like maybe I could get past this. Pause there, take a big inhale. Feel like you're sending your breath into that spot. Exhale, release, and try to get a little bit more length, and then bend the elbows in. We're going to do that one more time. Reach the fingertips away from you. Inhale, exhale. Find your nice stretch. And then one more time. Inhale, exhale, reach. And then bend those elbows all the way down. And then from here, you're going to bring your arms in, and you're going to glue them together. And you're just going to reach your fingertips back behind your head, and then bring your elbows in towards your chest, and then reach your fingertips back. And in. Again, make sure you're not gripping that block, but we will use it in a minute. Along with the arm positions we're currently in. Two more. Feel your shoulder blades spread away from your spine as you reach the arms overhead for 3, 2, and last one. So now you have 2 options. You can either open your arms and come back to that goal post position for a little bit of reverse abdominals, or you can have your arms by your side. You can turn your palms up as well. Whatever you do, if your arms are straight, have them a little bit wider from your body to give your shoulders a chance to relax. Otherwise, you're going to take a nice big inhale. Exhale, feel your ribs wrap, your core engage, and then you're going to float those legs up into tabletop. And then from here, you're just going to bring them in past 90. That block may touch your stomach, that's fine. Legs are at 90, and then you're going to lower away from you. And then resist, bring it in past 90. And then let your legs descend, almost like you're gonna touch the floor, but nothing changes in that upper body. The abdominals are not poofing out towards the ceiling because you're breathing before you start moving. 2 more. Last one. Good. From here, you're gonna let your legs fall over to the right. Your left hip can lift. Resist to bring it back in. You're gonna stay going over to the right. So let your left hip lift. Twist to the right. Your left shoulder is heavy. And then think about putting the ribs down, and then the hip will be the last thing to lower. Over to the right, 2 more. And last one, your legs, toes rather, can be pointed or flexed or neutral, doesn't matter. Legs to the left, right hip will lift. Keep squeezing that block. Right shoulder is nice and heavy. 2 more. Last one. Nice and slow and controlled as you come down. And then bring the hands behind the head. You can fix your hair if you need. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, especially if you're fixing your hair here. And then you're going to bring the hands behind the head. And you're going to let your legs lower. And you're going to twist and rotate over towards the left. And your legs are going to lower. And you're going to twist and rotate to the left. And lower the legs. Don't worry about your knee touching your elbow. Think more about your right ribs to your left hips. You're lowering your head if you'd like, or you can just leave it at the top, your choice. Your gaze should continue to look down your nose though. 4 more. We're doing a lot of these. 3, 2, hips are heavy. Last one. Stay lifted, center, over to the right, lower the legs, lower the head, and twist for 10. Lower and twist and lift. If you want to try to get a little higher, thinking about keeping that right shoulder blade off of the mat as well. Not required. Make sure that your chin is not pressing into your chest. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lower the head, lower the legs. From here, you're going to bring your arms all the way together. You're going to take a nice big inhale, and you're going to exhale. Lift those legs back up. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Bring everything into a little ball. Reach your arms overhead as you lower your head, lower your legs, and then exhale. Pull everything together. And lengthen. Touch the floor if you can, and then back up. At least with your hands, so you get that little stretch through the upper body. Maybe it's no longer a stretch. Your shoulders are nice and warm now. 4 more. Breathe. 3, 2, and last one. Hands behind your head, lower your legs, and then drop your head to the floor. Find that nice goalpost position. Lift your legs one last time to tabletop in this position, and then let them fall all the way over to the right. If your left shoulder lifts so much off the floor like mine, that's fine. I'm gonna bring my hand behind my head. Just getting a nice spinal twist here. We're gonna stay here for like 4 or 5 breaths. Just take a second. If you'd prefer to take the block out from in between your legs and try to work on getting that shoulder back down, this way the hips will come back a little. They'll separate, that's fine. And then bring your legs all the way back up to the top. And then let them fall over to the left. Again, use your breath. Separate those knees if you need. Really thinking about lengthen through the front and back of the chest to keep both of those shoulders on the floor. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, grab the block. And you're going to put it one more time in between your thighs, but this time your legs are staying on the ground. We're going to do a little bit of bridging here. In your nice neutral pelvis, go ahead and find that length between your ribs and your hips, and then find the distance, slowly close, giving that block a little bit of a squeeze as you lift the pelvic floor and peel yourself off the floor. And then lower yourself all the way back down. And release. Again, give the block a little squeeze as you start to peel yourself all the way up. If you're really enjoying that nice opening through the chest, you're going to bring your arms back to a goalpost position. 3 more just with this nice articulation. Shoulder blades still stay on the floor. Really feel your sternum melt down as you lower. Last one. This time you're going to stay. From here, just find that nice length through the front of your hips. And then you're going to extend your arms overhead. So find your goalpost position if you weren't there already. And then resist to bring it back down. And then again, reach those arms up. Lower body's just staying where it is. And bend the elbows back to goalpost. 5 more. Sternum is nice and soft. Give that block a little squeeze for 3, 2, and last one. With the arms long, peel yourself all the way down halfway. Right when your glutes are about to touch the floor, bring your arms by your side. Press up, curl down, find that neutral with your butt hovering, and then peel up and lower straight down. Up and back down for 10, giving that block a little bit of a squeeze. 7, 6, 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, pause at the top, give that block a squeeze for 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1, peel yourself all the way, all the way, all the way down, and then roll over onto your right side. I'm going to shut the door so I don't get attacked. Okay, from here, block can be out of the way. You're going to come onto your forearm here, and you're going to have your left leg, top leg extended. You're going to press up and find yourself in a nice side plank here. Lengthen your top arm up towards the ceiling or bring it onto your hip, your choice. Hips are squared. And from here, you're just going to lower your hips down and lift. And lower down and lift. Feel that elbow and forearm on the right arm sort of drag in gently towards your hip. So you really engaged everything underneath your shoulder here. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, pause at the top. Thread your arm underneath, rotate your spine, and then open. And then thread and rotate, and open. 6 more. 5. 4 more. 2. And last one. And then lower all the way down. From here, go ahead and sit all the way up And then bring your right foot forward, left foot back. So you're in a nice Z sit. Reach up with that right arm and side bend up and over to the left. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale. One more breath in. And exhale. And you're going to come onto your other side. 1 second. I'm just going to turn off the monitor. Sorry. Okay. So on your left side, forearm down, right leg now extended. Lift those hips up. Extend your top arm long. From here, you're going to dip your hip down and lift up for 8. Straight down, straight up. Hips are staying square to the front. It's not until we're going to thread the needle with that top arm. The hips will rotate for 3, 2. Last one, pause at the top. Thread that arm underneath and then open up for 8 and thread. 6, just like we were doing with our hand on the block in all fours earlier. Really think about pressing out of that left side, lifting up through the shoulder as you rotate for 3, 2, and last one. Good, and then lower all the way down. Separate those legs. Now left leg forward, right leg to the side. Lift up, side bend up and over. All right, now from here, grab that block again. Put it in between those thighs. And then bring your hands down onto the ground. From here, tuck your toes under. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Give that block a squeeze. Release. Knees right underneath your hips. Inhale. Give that block a squeeze, and this time float those knees up off the ground. Give the block a squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. If this is too much, you can come onto your forearms, or you can drop your knees and just add the squeeze for 4, 3, 2, last one, lower down. Take a second to reset and then inhale, exhale, lift, give that block a squeeze, and then from here, you are going to lift your left hand, tap your right shoulder. Opposite side, just like we did in the beginning of class, left hand, right shoulder, trying to minimize that rock from one side to the other, keeping your knees nice and low for 4, 3, 2, last one to each side. Hips are square, or as square as you can keep them. Last one, hold, lower all the way down. Take that block out. And our thighs will get a rest there for a second by squeezing the block, but you know, they have to work hard. From here, extend the right leg back. Left leg comes back to meet it. You can always be on your forearms here or your knees. You are going to shift your weight forward and then shift your weight back. Feel the shoulders supporting you as you come forward. The abdominals are drawing in gently. And by in, I mean more, they're not pressing down towards the floor, hard away from you. If they are forearms or knees, for 3, 2, last one. Drop your knees. Sit back into child's pose for a second. Take a nice breath in, and then find that external rotation of your shoulders. From here, you're going to send yourself forward, tuck those toes under, and find your down dog. And then shift your weight forward, find your plank, and then find your down dog. You can also do this on your knees from down dog to kneeling plank, or from down dog to kneeling plank to child's pose, your choice. For 4, we're gonna add a push-up. 3, 2, Last one. From here, pause. You're gonna drop your, or lower your elbows by your side as you lower down, lift, and lift your hips for 8. You can always drop to your knees, 2, or alternate, 3, 4. As you exhale on your way up, feel like you're pushing the floor away, 5. We have 3 more. Body lowers at the same rate. Your head doesn't go down first. Last push up. Make it great. It's hard. Lift your hips. Bend your knees a whole bunch. And then drop them wide. Bring your toes together. If your block is near you, put it between your feet. You give yourself a little height so you have something to sit back to. Or you could just put it on your heels as well. Whatever works for you. Something to reach your sitting bones back into. Your arms can be active or reaching long, or you can just sort of let them relax. Take a nice big inhale here. And then walk over to the right. Bend your right arm. Press into that hand and rotate open towards the right side. Left hand reaching long. Left sitting bone reaching away. And then come back to the center. Reach over or reach long with that left hand. Bend the right hand and press into the floor and rotate open towards the left. Reaching back still through that right sitting bone. And then take the block out from underneath you. Go ahead and sit on it. Give you a little bit of extra height. And just like we started, hands behind your head, round your spine down. Lift it up, find a little bit of extension here. And then side bend over to the right, round down towards the right. And then lift all the way up in that twist. And then center. And then side bend to the left, round down. And then lift up in that twist. Back to the center, lift your arms all the way up. Relax those shoulders, externally rotate the arms, press down. Feel your ribs drop as your arms come down. And find your sides. And you are all finished. Thanks.